Bible. The collection of books recognized and used by the Christian Church in an inspired record of God's revelation of himself and of his will to mankind. Names. The word Bible is from Greek. It's Biblia, plural of biblion, diminutive of biblos, meaning book, from biblos, meaning papyrus. In ancient times, papyrus was used in making the paper from which books were manufactured. The words biblion and biblia were used in the Old Testament, LXX, and the Apocrypha for the Scriptures. Dan 2, Maccabees 1, verse 156, 348. About the 5th century, the Greek Church Fathers applied the term Biblia to the whole Christian Scriptures. Later, the word passed unto the Western Church, and although it was really a plural neutral noun, it came to be used in the Latin as a feminine singular. Thus, the books were, by common consent, the book. The New Testament and the Old Testament is usually referred to as the Scriptures. Matthew 21:42, Luke 24, verse 32, John 5:39, Acts 18:24. Other terms used are the Holy Scriptures, Romans 1:2, 2 Timothy 3:15, in the King James Version, and sacred writings, 2 Timothy 3:15, and the RV. The names Old and New Testament have been used since the close of the 2nd century to distinguish the Jewish and Christian Scriptures. Testament is used in the New Testament, King James Version, to render the Greek word didache, Latin testamentum, which is a classical use, meant a will. But in the LXX and the New Testament, which was used to translate the Hebrew word berith, meaning a covenant. Strictly, therefore, Old and New Testaments mean Old and New Covenant. The references being to the covenant God made with his elect people in the 2 dispensations. The languages. Most of the Old Testament is written in Hebrew, the language spoken by the Israelites in Canaan before the Babylonian captivity, but after the return, given way to Aramaic, a related dialect generally spoken throughout Southwest Asia. A few parts of the Old Testament are Aramaic, Ezra 4, 8:7-18, Jeremiah 10:11, Daniel 2, 4-7. The ancient Hebrew text consisted of 2 consonants, since the Hebrew alphabet had no written vowels. Vowel signs were invented by the Jewish Masoretic scholars in the 6th century and later. Except for a few words and sentences, the New Testament is composed in Greek, the language of ordinary intercourse in the Hellenistic world.